So I do feel like you and I, for the show, for the TV ones, we're going to have to do a random number generator.
F*** you.
So I'll talk about mine. You can talk about... You have more than I do. You loaded the ballot on your side because didn't the last season of Barry come out? And I'm sure you wanted to nominate that because all you do is masturbate that show.
Wow.
You do. You love Barry.
You haven't watched even one episode.
I've watched the first episode at least twice.
And?
It was entertaining. Maybe I'll get around to it someday.
The end is so fucking satisfying, dude.
It's just hard for me
And it's 4 seasons.
to follow him.
It's 10.
He's the bad
it's
guy.
5 hours. No, he's not. It's 5 hours.
He's evil.
E-
According to NoHo Hank.
Each season.
You know what? I'll just watch it for him. Sorry. Go ahead. Talk about Barry.
Each season is 5 hours long. Because it's 10 half-hour episodes.
Oh, they're only half hours?
Yes. They go quick.
Oh, I thought they were hour-long episodes.
That's why I was able to watch it again, remember? After the end of the series, I was like, I want to watch it all over again. Because I want to see the whole arc.
Buy you the box set for Christmas.
Thank you very much. It's Christmas time. It is 12 months.
So, Barry
season 4. Okay, so what are all the...
So I nominated The Righteous Gemstones season 3.
Still haven't seen it. I started watching
My
brother fucking loved it.
I rarely watch a show where season after season I'm like, this motherfucker don't miss with what Danny McBride and him and all the other writers have done with this show, because the first season's great, the second season's great, and the third season great as well. Arguably the best.
Is it the last one?
No, there's another season coming. It did get renewed. Because it's one of HBO's most successful shows. And, I mean, it is something that I would consider getting Max when season 4 rolls around.
It's got John Goodman. I mean, and he's just classic.
Well, it's such a good show, such a well-written comedy where, like, it gets so dark and serious. Every season has elements of, like, real violence and real darkness, but then it's so fucking funny at the same time because it's like this gritty, realistic stuff, but the gemstones themselves are cartoon characters.
Yeah.
They're fucking cartoons.
Yeah.
Everybody else is playing it straight, and they're just Looney Tunes.
Yep.
And that's it doubles down on that every season, and that's what makes the show work. Plus, the cast is so good, man.
Yeah, no, I can't go against Righteous Gemstones.
And Walton fucking Goggins, Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. You got to watch it just for... He does a Family Feud style show and calls it Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. Come on now. That's amazing. Amazing. My other nomination, I binge... Fair enough to you with Barry, because I watched a show similar. The length, they're only half-hour episodes. There's like eight episodes each season of Upload.
Yeah, you told me.
I talked about it a few weeks ago in the long box. Binged through the most recent season, just came out in November.
Nice.
And I really like it. It's interesting. I'm worried because it ends on a big cliffhanger, and I'm like, I really hope they get a new season. But I really enjoyed that a lot. Speaking of really good casts, I think Robbie Amell is actually really good in this. He's pretty solid in each season. It's got much like Gemstones, it's got a really solid cast and really well written. Jason
Witten?
It continues to show
Pro Bowl tight end for the Dallas Cowboys?
It also, what an incredible pedigree for Greg Daniels, man. Chances are if you watch TV in the last 20, 30 years,
you've enjoyed one
30,
of his comedies.
Would it be 30? It'd be almost, right? Because
He
he worked on King of the Hill or Simpsons.
I believe he started working on The Simpsons.
Well, I knew for sure he was one of the executive producers and writers on King of the Hill.
Oh yeah, that was the one that was his first himself.
But then The Office, Parks and Rec, this Upload.
Parks and Rec is. Just
didn't he do The Good Place?
I think so.
Yeah. Which is weird that he's done
such a good fucking
You know what I think about it? Maybe
I want to watch that again.
I need to watch The Good Place because I feel like there's got to be...
Did you ever watch it?
I watched a couple episodes. I never
Dude,
finished it.
So you have to watch it from the beginning till the end. You just have to go in order. You can't just drop in.
I just think it's
but
funny.
the end of it's super hilarious. And it gets better every season.
I just think it's funny that he's done 2 shows now about the afterlife. One that has this like magical spiritual aspect to it, and then one that has a digital aspect
the end
to it.
is so satisfying and yet so sad.
So I think you talked about Fargo season 5 recently.
Yes, and there's only one show left, one episode left. I just watched
it on Hulu.
Yeah, I've just watched the newest one today. So fucking good. Everybody in it is so good. John Hamm, Dave Foley, Jennifer Jason Leigh. What's his name from fucking the guy from New Girl, the black guy from New Girl. He's been in a bunch of shit.
Lamorne Morris, right?
I think so.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
But I think it's Lamorne. And then who else is there? I think there's a new guy who plays.
Yeah, it's Lamorne Morris.
Okay, there's a new guy who plays this guy named Munch, I think is his character's name, or I can't remember. But he's this like otherworldly type of character, and he just it's just the way it's written. Again, every season you're gonna see parts. You're gonna watch the show and see parts of it and be like, "Oh, that reminds me," or it evokes the movie, right? For instance, in this season, in the show or in the movie, there's a point where Buscemi goes and buries that money in that fence post and sticks the scraper in, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Like in that lonely whatever. There's a part in this show where no context needed because it won't spoil anything for you, but a character goes and pulls up next to one of those big fences, and there's about 10 yards away is a windmill, kind of just by itself. And she runs over to it and opens like a part, like a secret door or whatever, and picks something out. So she's been hiding something there for however many years or whatever. That kind of evokes Buscemi's kind of thing. When they're in the dealership this season, at one point you overhear, I said this earlier on the show, at one point you hear him like the overhead speaker go like, "Don't forget about our True Coat special," and that's evokes the movie from when he's trying to sell the people the car. At the beginning, he's like, "Well, you're gonna want that True Coat," So, being fans of Coen Brothers movies, I think you would like it. Again, they don't always necessarily have anything to do with the other seasons. But this season has really, it takes place in 2019, so there's a lot of stuff that I'd forgotten about politically that was going on in this country, if you will. But yeah, it's an interesting show, and again, it's also they're talking about, and there's a lot of references to domestic violence, and they say they have like a card before every show and says hey, if you know somebody or whatever. And I think it's a lot bigger of a problem than people think. And if you're listening to this and you know somebody, make sure they're doing okay. And if you're call somebody.
Also,
there's people to help you.
I would have nominated Reacher, but I feel like it didn't start until December, so I was like, eh.
And neither one of us watched it.
I'm watching it.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
I'm all caught up. I like it.
What's another one on there?
That's it.
I didn't put Night Court on there?
Night Court.
The Night Court revival? Come on. Yeah, it doesn't really fit.
Do you want to eliminate it or keep it in?
Just leave it.
So
what are our choices?
Here's what we have.
Okay.
The number generator 1 to 4.
Okay. There's only 4. Okay.
Yeah, if you take out Night Court.
Yeah, cool.
So it's Righteous Gemstones at number 1, Upload at number 2, my 2, Barry at number 3, and Fargo at number 4. Do you understand?
Why are mine the last 2?
Do you want to go alphabetically?
I don't fucking care.
Turd.
Fuck you.
Because if you did that, then yours would be on top.
number 1.
Yeah, and then Fargo
Actually,
would be number 2.
Mine would be the first 2. Fuck you.
I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Looking at me. I'm going to put my mouse right here. And it's number 1. Congratulations to the Righteous Gemstones.
Fuck you. It was number
Season
1 to
3.
start with. What's the other 3 now? After you did the randomizing. Because Righteous Gemstones was number 1 before you randomized it. So what are the other 3 now? Because they were Upload and then Barry and then
Fargo.
Yeah. So what are they now?
Righteous Gemstones 1. It was 1 to 4.
Right, but what's 2, 3, 4 now? Because those must have changed, right? Did you already leave the fucking page? You did, didn't you?
I'm moving on. The show's
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.